All right. We are live. Is there a way to... Here we go.
Can I get a countdown before we go live?
Yeah. Is there a way to see the live stream on YouTube?
Also link that to me so I can have it.
Yeah. Timestamps. I think I gotta make a new tab. Studio. It's a little... Our previous video is doing outstanding. All right.
I saw. We have like 8,000 views on it, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. Here we go. Discord.
Also, just saying for the future, when we do that, we
Yeah.
should totally say, like, and the rest of the video can be found on Patreon because
Yeah.
no one knows.
Big move. Big move. There you go. It's Dennis Test.
Nice. Wait a minute. You didn't tell me we were live. I didn't start recording.
Well, it's okay. I'm not using any of this.
Okay.
I was just like, figuring it out.
All right. Well, 3, 2, 1. Dennis started recording now.
Perfect.
Are you ready to rock this, Stetson?
Yeah. Select here. Boom. Publish. We're going to get this ironed out in the future. All right. Dennis, you want to hit us with an intro for this one? What are we on? 37? 38?
I don't know what episode we're on.
I honestly have no idea either. There's actually only one way to find out.
And that is?
It's to go to the anchor.
Your anchor's not up to date, is it?
It is updated. I have one in draft that I haven't published yet. So that's my bad. Episodes.
Let's see.
So the iPhone 13 was the last one. And if I do that and I click the pencil icon.
That was 36.
That was 36. So we're on 37, Dennis. We're on 37.
All right.
Sick.
Oh, I just thought of one more thing I should add. So
Okay. I love it.
Stamps.
Oh, yeah. That'd be clutch. Yeah, I was almost thinking it may be worth like doing what we did with the last one and publishing this in segments. I don't know. Something I thought of. We'll see how it goes.
I like better idea. We upload the full version of the podcast, but on Friday.
Yeah.
But we take a clip, an important clip, and make it a segment that could be uploaded on some of the date. But or we just do a banger every week and make that like a thing. But we'll talk more on that behind the scenes. Okay, so we're on episode 37. Let's do our intro.
Sick.
All right. You just give me like a thumbs up. That way we have a cue.
Thumbs up, Dennis. Go for the intro.
All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the Best Phone Plans Podcast, episode 37. Today, Stetson and I are going to be talking about updated information with the T-Mobile hack that's going on. We're also going to be discussing the Pixel 5a. Did anybody remember that phone? And lastly, we're going to be covering the C-band delay.
And I think Dennis might have a spicy nugget at the end. But yeah.
Ooh, you'll have to stay to the end to find out about that nuke.
This is going to be a great episode. Got a lot to talk about. Dennis, we published actually an episode yesterday, kind of a bonus clip on the T-Mobile hack. I think you did a great job letting me know what was going on, brought it to my attention. And T-Mobile has officially published an update now, so I think it's great. We need to update the people, T-Mobile customers, and anyone just interested in knowing what's going on with the information. So, Dennis, what is the update with the T-Mobile hack? What are we looking at right now?
The first is that T-Mobile is finally making it official.
It's official. They were hacked. Information got out to... They didn't say hackers. I think they said unauthorized individuals. But yes, information is out there.
Yes. And from the update, we found out that it's not 100 million people affected, but it is 48 million customers affected.
Okay.
And
it's better, but still bad.
oh, this is based off what T-Mobile's found so far. So just saying, even though it's less people, everybody should still be updating their stuff. But the information that T-Mobile has confirmed that's been taken includes your first and last name, date of birth, social security number, and your driver's license information.
That was pretty much everything you said yesterday in the previous show, too.
Well, I said financial information as well, which would include credit cards and debit cards, which we're going to find out based off what T-Mobile's saying doesn't seem to be the case.
Okay.
But outside of that, we also learned that an additional 850,000 T-Mobile prepaid customers, names, phone numbers, and account pins were also compromised, which we didn't know about. We thought this was just affecting postpaid. So if you're a T-Mobile prepaid customer, smaller segment of you guys, but 850,000 of y'all should be updating your pins on your account because those were compromised.
Yeah.
And T-Mobile's saying they're still doing their investigation. They're still trying to learn more about it, but this is what T-Mobile has officially announced. Now, with that being said, Stetson, I got to ask you an honest question.
Yeah.
Do you trust T-Mobile in this announcement? Because I feel like they're downplaying it.
They had to announce something, right? They were hacked. All these news outlets are reporting they've been hacked. You can't just nope, we're fine, everybody, one of those. So we were expecting them to say something. Obviously, they're going to try and downplay this as much as possible because this is terrible news for T-Mobile as a company and for the customers as well. But I think they could be doing a little bit more. I saw they did launch a website, I think, that kind of help people. And I think I texted you, Dennis. They are now offering 2 years of McAfee. I think it's identity theft protection. Some ridiculous.
Oh, wow, McAfee.
Yeah.
That's a brand I really feel safe with. Wow.
So,
good job, T-Mobile.
It's going from bad to worse. I mean, they had to say something. Yes, I think they're downplaying it. I hope, for not for T-Mobile's sake, but for the customer's sake, that it's not as bad as we think it is. We're going to have to kind of wait and find out, I think, as more information gets published. And T-Mobile said, kind of as we recommended already, Dennis, freeze your credit, change your account password and PIN. If you want to do the McAfee, don't do the McAfee. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, just be on the lookout and consider switching away from T-Mobile if you value your privacy or this is a big issue for you.
Well, Stetson, as a spicy take, if you remember when we talked the other day, I told you I was going to call T-Mobile and demand compensation.
Yeah, how did that go, Dennis? What happened? Did you give them a call?
I did give them a call, and it went worse than I could have imagined.
Oh, no.
When I talked to the representative that I got was basically trying to play it off like this is just a rumor, this is just speculation. We take our security very seriously.
So they didn't even believe it. At this point, it's already been reported. Right. Oh, my gosh.
Right. So they're trying to, brush it off. But she was like, hey, but I understand your concerns. I'll help you update your PIN, which I did on the phone. I updated my PIN. But then I demanded compensation. And Stetson, if you were in my shoes, how much do you think T-Mobile should have compensated me?
Well, you said on the previous one, $200. I really don't feel qualified to say. I don't know monetary value of getting your identity stolen or things like that. I feel like it would be pretty high, but at the same time, I really don't know. How much would you have liked to have been compensated as a T-Mobile customer?
I would have liked at least 1 month of my bill covered for the time wasted.
That seems reasonable.
Guess how much I got though?
I don't know. Maybe you got half your bill covered? $50 credit at least?
Nope.
Oh, no.
I got a $25 credit, not because of the hack, but as a thank you and a courtesy credit to my loyalty for T-Mobile.
Wow.
So my time was worth $25, and my information was worth $25.
Well, there you go. That's not great.
That being said, at least I got something. I won't deny that. But on the same token, that is the cheapest thing I've ever seen happen. Ever.
What does this mean for you? Are you gonna stick with T-Mobile? Or are you gonna how are you reacting right now as a T-Mobile customer?
I'm really up there. When I was talking with Sneed in like his back room on Twitter. I'm like 50-50. Like, so it's already happened, right? My information's
Right.
already been leaked. So if I switch, it doesn't change my situation of it sucking.
Yeah.
Right. But on the same token, if I switch, I also save myself a pretty chunk of money, and then T-Mobile doesn't get any revenue, which is also pretty satisfying, knowing that I'm taking my small amount of contribution
Your Dennis
to this
dollars.
company,
You're voting
right,
elsewhere.
to this company that is operating in such a poor manner.
Yeah, it's not just
But
this hack too. It's like the recurring hacks that T-Mobile has experienced.
it's the recurring. It's not one thing, right? It's a big amount of things where it's like, when does the straw that breaks the camel back come in, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's the hacks, it's the lack of security, right? It's the degradation of customer service overall, which I think you can agree has gone downhill, right?
Yeah.
It's the corporation policy changes where, like, they're not looking out for the customer's best interest. Like, they're super duper being shady. And it's the whole response overall too. Like, look, hacks happen to every company. Okay. I've seen it in the comments on the video. I was reading all those comments, and I agree with the people that say, like, hacks can happen to any company. The difference is, though, any other company wouldn't be reacting the way T-Mobile is. T-Mobile was being very slow and very sluggish to tell people what what they should be doing. Like, T-Mobile should be sending out a mass text like, guys, we had a breach, and we have proactively changed the PIN on your account for your safety and reassurance. Please contact us so we can make sure to update your information, or visit, X, Y, and Z website to make sure that your account is safe, because
Yeah.
we had a problem. They shouldn't have been waiting to be like, to find out that it's only this stuff. And then also, as far as financial information goes, T-Mobile says they're still investigating. They don't know if any cards could have been compromised, right? So they should literally be like alerting the card companies, because they have the information, right? So they should be alerting Discover. They should be alerting X, Y, and Z. So Discover can proactively also keep a mindful eye and watch, because these companies talk to each other all the time, right? Like, there's lots of things they can be doing to be looking out for your best interest, and they're not handling very well. It's like watching a fire happen. Like, it's like everybody's running around like with no game plan to stop, drop, and roll. I don't know. It's a bad analogy, but like, I'm not impressed. I'm really not impressed with T-Mobile in any facet of this.
I think you had a great point. Why does T-Mobile or even the major carriers even need your social to begin with? And then Chris from Coverage Critic, I think, also kind of hammered home on what you were talking about, where T-Mobile just really hasn't been proactive on this. They've been kind of sitting on the sidelines. And I think in this kind of situation, I think it's important to be proactive, reach out to your customers. They did create a website, but they're only letting people know about this through the CEO, Mike Sievert's Twitter account, right? And I was watching John Prosser on Front Page Tech, and he was saying, like, he has more followers than T-Mobile's CEO. And it's like, I can't remember, maybe it was like 285,000. And out of 100 million customers, like, that is a fraction of a percent of people that would even be aware of this and what to do. So,
and here's the biggest part of all, right? It's bad that me and you, Stetson, know more than the employee. The fact that none of their employees are aware of this going on, so that when calls come in, like, this is a hot button issue. Every single employee should know that there's going to be calls coming in, and they should know what they should do. Like, it shouldn't be me, Dennis, being like, hey, this is what I want done, because I know your policy is better than you do, apparently. The employees should be looking out for my security. And also, getting more so back to your point, this goes back to T-Mobile being shady. Why are they limiting it to the Mike Sievert's Twitter, right? If T-Mobile really wanted to be open up front and own this, they would literally be sending out text messages to my phone. I mean, they text me about free phone deals. Why aren't they texting me about... No, seriously, I get texts all the time. You should upgrade your phone to X, Y, and Z, right?
oh my God.
But they're not texting me about something that's way more important.
Jeez. Yeah, so it's not a good look for T-Mobile. Where do we close out this segment? Like, I guess I hope T-Mobile educates their reps. They have an appropriate response. Dennis, it sounds like you're looking for monetary compensation of some sort. And hopefully, I think the dedicated website is a step in the right direction. Hopefully, they continue to alert customers and be a little bit more proactive about this.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should end it with this, of repeating what you should do as a customer to protect yourself.
Great call.
So everyone that's out here, let me tell you what I've personally done so far. I have updated my passwords on the T-Mobile account, even though that's not something that was necessarily like leaked. I still updated all my passwords and my security questions. I changed my PIN on my account. I made sure to reconfirm there was the port out protection on my account. I've also updated my card information and contacted my card company, frozen my credit reports with the credit bureaus, and lastly, because I have Discover, I bought Discover's like credit protection thing to keep an eye on things. So I've done like everything I can to make myself more hardened. I highly recommend to all the viewers that you try to incorporate some of those same things, because even if we find out that this wasn't bad as I think it is, at least it got me to be even extra secure about my finances, right? So guys, take your security seriously. This is not something to like mess around with. I know Stetson and I generally talk to be entertaining and informative, but seriously, please, everyone, take your security seriously. Update your passwords. Do what you gotta do to protect yourselves, because this is like an actual problem.
Yeah, and T-Mobile did offer on their website you can use the account takeover protection capabilities, and you have to enable this by calling customer care at 611. And this is a free service that helps protect against any unauthorized fraudulent porting and stealing of your phone number. It is only for postpaid subscribers. Prepaid subscribers, my understanding is your password may have leaked as well. So like Dennis said, changing your password. And actually, my information could have been hacked too, Dennis, because I had previously signed up with T-Mobile. And I think my understanding right now is the largest chunk of information that was stolen was from previous accounts, whether you purchased T-Mobile service or not. And they just held on to that information. So, yeah, kind of a bummer from T-Mobile. We'll see how they adapt going forward. And if you are a current customer, I'd love to hear from you personally what your thoughts are on the hack, what you're doing. Please leave a comment down below. We'd love to learn more. All right.
Yeah, and if you know... Oh, sorry.
No, I was going to move on, but you want to close this out?
Yeah, and I was just going to say, for the people that are commenting, if anybody else can think of any extra secure advice that we as consumers can take, I am all ears and open so we can share it with the broader audience.
Awesome. All right. That was a little bit of a deep dive into that. Let's do more lighthearted news. This is going to be Pixel 5a. This kind of was a surprise, and it was from Google. I actually got one yesterday, which was really, really fun. And this is their brand new A-series device. A-series, of course, as we know, has been all about bringing flagship level experiences, camera, battery, and tech into more affordable packages. That's what the A-series has been about. Pixel 5a, no different. It's sort of the successor to the 4a 5G, and it's the A-series for the Pixel 5. What are we looking at here? $449. It's got mid-band 5G only, 6 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, 1080p display, and 60 hertz refresh rate. So overall, classic mid-ranger phone. There were some key things, though, Dennis, that I think people should know about with this one. Looks great on paper. Great value, great performance, great size. This is going to have some of the best battery life of probably any Pixel device ever, if you think about it. But the real bummer for me is this is only a mid-band 5G device. There is no option for millimeter wave on the Pixel 5a. So
that's unfortunate.
That was a bummer for me. And it's using the same processor, the 765G and the X52 modem. So it's the same specs internally, basically, as the regular Pixel 5. But you're not getting millimeter wave support, and Pixel 5 has that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from my understanding of this phone, it is literally basically almost identical to a 4A.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
There's not very many differences here, and
I have the differences outlined. Would you be interested?
I see the doc, but I'm saying like there's not very many meaningful differences that actually matter to the end consumer.
I think the biggest one, so it's got a bigger screen, 6.34 versus 6.2. It's got metal unibody versus plastic unibody. It's got a bigger battery, 4,680 milliamp hours versus 3,800 milliamp hours. It's missing some spectral and flicker sensor for the back camera. I don't think this is a very important component. It had to do with like adapting the exposure for flickering lights. And the Pixel 5a has an IP67 water and dust resistance rating versus no IP rating on the 4A 5G. So very, very minor differences. And when it comes to price, the 4A 5G was more expensive at $500 new, but you can currently find it for about $400 in the gently used marketplace. I'm a big fan of Swappa. Couldn't resist throwing that in there just to let people know, like, the 4A 5G is basically the same phone, and you can get it at a lower price if you are willing to go for a used device. Otherwise, I think
it's actually arguably a better phone because it has millimeter wave support.
Well, you have to get the Verizon model. And what's weird is the specs of the Verizon model, for whatever reason, are saying it doesn't support mid-band 5G. So I'm a little unsure if it does. Like, it seems weird that it would have millimeter wave and not have the like band N41 or N71, but it is that Verizon exclusive. So
yeah. But real quick though, I have a more honest, more entertaining question here.
Okay.
Did you even remember this phone was coming out? Because, like, dead serious, I totally forgot about this being a thing, especially when Google themselves said that it was canceled.
No, they said they confirmed it. They confirmed it was not canceled, and that's basically the last we heard of it. It went from, like, rumors, it's canceled, chip shortage, whatever. Google was like, hey, it's not canceled. And that's all they said. And then, boom, it came out.
But yeah, like, did you even remember this phone existed, especially with Pixel 6 around the corner with that sweet new process?
I honestly forgot about it until I'm part of Team Pixel. So until they emailed me, I was like, oh, I guess this is happening. Like, and the leaks like resurfaced again. It was like a little bit of a bubble up. Oh, this phone exists. It is a really good phone though. Like, I'll give them that. If you're looking for like a new device and you want some of the best battery life in the business, I think Pixel 5a is where it's at. Otherwise, I think in terms of cellular performance, I think regular Pixel 5 is the way to go because it does have millimeter wave 5G support. And you can find those going for as low as $500 used, so only $50 more.
I will also just say real quick though, I'm actually kind of let down by it because this is the smallest like improvement of a generation ever. Like, I think Google had a really huge opportunity here to actually, I can't believe I'm going to say this, learn from Apple. They should have put their new processor in this phone. And
Dude, no way. You can't have an A series device launching with the new Pixel chip.
Well, wait a minute now. Think about what Apple did during the iPhone 11 cycle. They had iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 11, iPhone SE, all running the same fantastic processor.
Yes, but they launched with the 11 series first, right? The
So
SE
they could have
came
easily
later.
delayed this. They could have easily delayed this for the Pixel 6 to come out first.
I guess so. It really would have been Pixel 6a as opposed to a 5a.
Okay, they could have skipped the number or two, but look, I'm
yeah.
saying it would have made a lot more sense from a longevity standpoint because, you know, Google's hyping up their new processor for the ability of the photography, right?
Yeah.
Pixel's known for its photography. This phone's going to be missing all the important hardware features to get the better photography. So, like,
Yeah.
I feel like, and that would have been a lot cooler too. Like,
Sure. No, I mean, kind of to your point, it's a good phone, but we already had it. Like, the 4A 5G was 99% of the Pixel 5a. And the 5, you know, there's so few differences that, to your point, Dennis, they could have just held off, maybe introduced a new color of the 4A 5G, which is more or less what we just got, and been like, hey, this is like, here it is. And then had Pixel 6. And then, to your point, come out with Pixel 6a and been like, boom, the same flagship level processor in a budget phone. That would have been sick.
but yeah, so that's the news on that.
Not much more. Would you buy one? Who should buy one?
I was just about to ask. I was going to say buy or not. Like, would you buy this stuff?
Honestly, it's a great phone. I will say, again, if you want epic battery life, the Pixel camera, and, you know, and you only want mid-band 5G, sure, I think it's a good purchase. Otherwise, I think you're getting a better value with a gently used 4A 5G. I think you're getting a better value with the Pixel 5 gently used. Or honestly, I think most people should just wait for Pixel 6. Like, it's 2 months away. Your phone can make it, and Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are going to be knock your socks off good. Like, they're the ones we're excited about. So
that, or if you want to be in this price range, get a OnePlus.
You can do OnePlus. I would probably go Pixel, to be honest. I think their camera's a little bit better, but that's my personal taste. my seasoning of choice on my smartphone marinade.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let's move on from this topic though, because you had a pretty solid one with C-band.
Yeah, this was. What did you? So the headline was C-band may be delayed from airline carriers of all places. What were your thoughts on this?
My thoughts were that this is something that's pretty common to happen. It made me reflect back on when T-Mobile got band 12
Yeah.
and when they got band 71. So my thoughts were, it's what I expected.
Expecting
not
some delays.
this particular reason's not the reason why I expected a delay, but like I was expecting some type of delay from somebody.
Yeah. But I think from my reading, so first of all, props to Mike Dano from Light Reading. He had a great article on this. What's going on here, right? So the headline is that the C-band deployment may be delayed. We, of course, are all super excited about C-band. It's the mid-band 5G spectrum that AT&T and Verizon are getting their hands on, specifically in the frequency range of 3.7 to 3.98 gigahertz. And this is going to allow for great capacity and great performance and has better reach than millimeter wave 5G. So we're super excited about it. The problem that the airlines are saying is that this interferes with their altimeters. What is an altimeter? It is the device that measures the height or altitude of the aircraft above the ground. And this is in pretty much all aircrafts, helicopters, airplanes, anything commercial, private, public, what have you. So it could be like, this is a very big deal. We don't want any interference, but will there be interference? That's the question. So Dennis, what's your take kind of after hearing this story? And we did some additional digging, and our good friend Sneed did some additional digging as well. What do you think right now?
I think it's a bunch of nonsense, and that it's just unfettered worries for no reason.
Yeah.
As we know from what Sneed talked about with his awesome graphics, and also what was mentioned in the article, there's already a large gap to reduce interference.
Yeah. So
for airline altimeters.
The top end frequency of C-band is 3.98 gigahertz. The low end of the altimeter frequency is 4.2 gigahertz. So there's basically a solid 0.2 gigahertz gap between the C-band and the altimeter frequencies. They should be able to operate at full capacity, full power, without interference. That is a comfortable buffer that's been designed in place specifically for this reason.
Let's also not forget, too, that towers aren't pointing up at the sky. Right? Like, it's not like they're pointing up at airplanes. And also, let's also not forget the power is controlled on a cell site, right? Like, planes, what's the average height of a plane flying typically?
I think it's like 35,000 feet for cruising altitude. And then, of course, as you get towards the airport, you're going to descend down to like 10,000 until you land and stuff.
Right. So there's no way that mid-band was going to reach up at that altitude anyway to begin with, even if there was the possibility of interference. Sure.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think it's weird to see this after the after the carriers spent over $100 billion collectively on the C-band auction. And it was really funny. In Mike Dano's piece, he said that the airlines were complaining that the carriers weren't listening to them. I don't know how true that is. But yeah, it was weird. The companies involved in this were Airlines for America, American Airlines, the Boeing Company, and Lockheed Martin Corporation, and a few more. So it was interesting, but I think to Dennis, your point, right now, I think my takeaway is this is ruffling a few feathers, but is nothing too serious. Yeah. Anything else should we touch on? I mean, the people need to know is that C-band should be coming soon. Fall the earliest, expected early 2022. It's going to be in more devices, and we should be getting some tasty fast speeds from Verizon and AT&T pretty soon here, which we're all looking forward to.
Yeah. I think that just about covers that. You want to move on to my hidden topic of the day?
Yeah, Dennis, your spicy hidden topic. What is it? What have you been roasting for us this whole show that is finally ready to come out of the oven?
Yeah, so I know we said Sneed's channel a lot today, but props goes to Sneed Mobile Tech on this one when I was on his show yesterday.
And we'll link him
Um,
in the video description. Like, credit, he deserves all the credit for this. We're just like passing this around. So, what is the
yeah,
tasty news?
but basically we finally dropped the nuke, and the nuke is based on a rumor that AT&T is going to start including taxes and fees on their
Woo!
postpaid plans.
Wow, wow, that is spicy, Dennis. What do you think this means? So, I guess pricing will remain the same, and all of a sudden taxes and fees will be bundled in. How do you think this is going to change the landscape of postpaid plans?
Well, see, I wanted to ask you because I've already mentioned my reaction. I
Yeah.
wanted to see what your thoughts were, and then
Well,
I'll say mine.
okay, so my thoughts. I did a video. What's the best plan? I did a full breakdown and comparison. T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. My consensus for that video is T-Mobile was offering the best value, primarily because they were including all taxes and fees that could save you $240 to $480 per year, especially with those multi-line accounts where your taxes and fees are $5 to $10 per line, right? Like they're expensive. They do add up. There's no denying that. With AT&T, including all taxes and fees, I think this easily solidifies them as the number one best value carrier in the United States. Their plans are going to be awesome. Unlimited starter isn't really going to be worth it. I mean, it could be. If they include taxes and fees, I think it's a decent, but really the value is going to be in unlimited extra and unlimited elite. Taxes and fees included with those plans. Awesome features, awesome perks, awesome service. They would take the cake from T-Mobile. They haven't been hacked, right? And they've got better network coverage and typically better performance, pretty much ranked across the board. So yeah, this would be outstanding.
Okay. Now, here were my thoughts. I think it's an awesome change as well. It would actually make AT&T cheaper than my Magenta Max plan because of the discounts that I get from them.
Yeah.
So that's something that's spicy there. And then also, and this is more taken from as because, like I said, I had this conversation already with a bunch of people, but it's gonna force Verizon to have to make changes.
Do you think though? I mean, they've remained stagnant when Magenta Max came out and AT&T Elite got the update for unlimited priority data. Verizon did nothing. They're mum quiet. Tax and fees included. Do you think they'll have to respond, or can they just wave their Verizon wand and do nothing?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Verizon tried to wave their Verizon wand, but let's think about the past. Let's rewind the clock a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
So when T-Mobile makes a change, it's not that surprising because they have to compete, right?
They're being the un-carrier. They historically had the fewest number of subscribers and the worst network.
Right. But T-Mobile's pressure is what forced AT&T to start adopting some of the changes that we saw.
Yeah.
And it's whenever AT&T makes the changes that Verizon inevitably responds. That's how it's historically been, right? Because let's think about when unlimited data came back, right? It went T-Mobile first, then AT&T, then Verizon. That's always the cycle, right? Verizon's going to respond in some way. They have to. Now, will it be taxes and fees included? Possibly.
Will it be
Maybe.
another extra perk?
Also a possibility. But we'll definitely see Verizon do something. I'm willing to bet if Verizon does pull one of these, taxes and fees included, we just see them maybe do a price hike to go along with it.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, so I think I would hypothesize they'll introduce new plans to do this. What do you think? Because that way,
they would.
That way, all their previous customers will still pay taxes and fees, right? That's brilliant.
Right.
And then anyone who signs up for the new plan doesn't have to pay taxes and fees. And this is a great opportunity to raise prices by offering more features like, I don't know, 4K video streaming and or post-pay unlimited priority data, or increase the limits from 50 gigs or something like that.
Well, I just meant like what I'm saying is the price hike wouldn't actually be a real price hike. They would just incorporate the tax and fees. So i.e., if a plan was $70, they were selling it for $70, but with tax and fees it was $80, they'll just sell it as $80.
Yeah. So there is no price hike. It's everyone's paying the same, and it just looks cleaner on your bill.
Exactly. But I don't know.
What do you think the timeline will be for these changes? Like, when do you think AT&T will make the change? When do you think Verizon will respond?
I think it'll happen like sometime here within the next few months.
Couple months. I think it's got to be in line with the holiday promos. That's my thinking.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I think AT&T will whip it out here in the next few months.
cool. I would love to
Also,
see it. What's your confidence rating on this right now?
well, based off the fact that the people it was coming from, Moose and the gang, and their internal sources, I have trust in their ability to leak information for reasons that I won't disclose. So my confidence is that it's 99.99% true.
Okay,
It's just a
wow.
matter of when.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think historically plan changes have kind of come in the middle of summer, I feel like. But I think with the upcoming holiday season and promos, that could be a great time to include taxes and fees, sweeten the deal, and really entice new customers.
And I think something else that's worth mentioning in the meantime, because this is something that I think you knew, maybe you didn't, but if you're looking for a really good unlimited plan at AT&T, our good friend Los is offering one of the best unlimited plans and already includes taxes and fees in his pricing.
Yeah, that's true. There's like a weird $3 payment fee, but that's because of their biller right now.
Right, but that should be getting fixed up once they
move or fix it. But yeah, to your point, yeah, the actual plan cost is the plan cost, and there's just a flat $3 fee on top of that. So it's pretty good. I think it's like $65 or maybe $75 a month, and then if you check on the site, and I know Sneed's Patreon members get a discount, so that's pretty cool
so
as well.
I think it's even less with that.
Yeah, it's a great
but
plan.
yeah,
I will say AT&T prepaid as well is a pretty good option as well.
Yeah, AT&T prepaid is very, very solid. I think $50 still going on, right? But
Yep.
Hold on, did we talk about this? We talked about AT&T limiting their prepaid brand, right?
We have not. I do not think that's happening. I don't.
Oh.
I have not been able to find any videos or sources on it, and so I think
Where did I hear that then?
there was a video that was published on YouTube. I was not able to find it when I was searching for it, and I think it was talking about AT&T prepaid going away, possibly merging those subscribers with Cricket and or migrating them to postpaid. I have probably 90% confidence that is in fact not going to happen. I think the brands can stand strong on their own.
Understood. Well, Stetson, we covered all the good topics, but I really feel like we should incorporate one more because we've only been going for how long now, Stetson? Like 30 minutes?
37 minutes and 38 seconds.
Well, we have room for one more topic, I would say, so we can hit that hour mark. Do you want to talk about the one that you had linked, possibly?
I don't know, Dennis. I haven't done any reading on this. I don't know how good of a topic I'd be able to spin off the top of my head.
Well, I skimmed it. So
all right, do you want to hit me?
Yeah,
Happy-
I'm
so
happy to introduce it with you.
I'll introduce it, and then we'll get the details from you. So the idea here is that you have to pay extra for hotspot data. Why is that? It doesn't really cost the carrier any more money to deliver data to your phone or to your computer or to use your phone's hotspot. And your hotspot typically counts against your phone's allotment anyway, so it's not a big deal. Why are you paying extra not only to get hotspot data, but to get plans that actually enable hotspot data and then to purchase hotspot add-ons? Like, what is going on? Why is hotspot so expensive? It's literally the same cost. So Dennis, what is going on? Why is such a basic feature that's really important to me personally? Like, I love the hotspot. I use it all the time. Why is this such an expensive feature that we're all paying more for?
So first, before I go into it, I do just want to say this idea/topic article was covered by Mike Dano from Light Reading, just to quote the source here. But yeah, so Mike Dano does a great job talking about it. Short synopsis of it is it comes down to money and how carriers make their money.
They want more money. Of course, they should have seen this coming.
Well, okay, so look, think about how cell phone carriers operate when it comes to selling you stuff, right? They do it on a line-by-line business, right? Each line is a source of revenue for them. Same thing when it comes to talking about smartwatches, right? And other internet-connected devices, okay? And also don't forget that these carriers now have their own fixed wireless business with their home internet product, right?
Right, yeah.
So the reason why the carriers limit your hotspot data is because that would eat into other segments of their money making, basically.
Oh my God. So if I had unlimited hotspot, I wouldn't need T-Mobile home internet, and they wouldn't be able to make an extra $50 a month off of me.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, that's
Or
disgusting and brilliant at the same time.
or you wouldn't necessarily need to get that tablet plan for your tablet because your phone has unlimited hotspot. You could just turn on Wi-Fi and bada bing, bada boom, you got your kids' tablets going, rocking and rolling in the car.
Yeah. Oh man, so true.
Or you wouldn't need to buy that smart vehicle plan for Wi-Fi in the
Why are
car.
we selling those? Yeah, you're so
Okay.
right. And I will say, like, I would honestly consider paying extra to get, even if I did have unlimited hotspot data, because of the convenience factor and the battery drain, right? If you have hotspot turned on, your phone is heating up, it's sharing the data, and the battery's draining more quickly. So I think it'd be worth it to me, pay $5, $10 extra per month to use a tablet line. But the fact that carriers are charging like $20 plus in some instances for tablet lines, and even way more for dedicated hotspot devices, yeah, it's you're right, Dennis. Like they're trying to really make profit off of those plans and add-ons that, quite honestly, I think few people need.
And also, Mike Dano actually pointed out when he was talking about this, he used a good example. He said, like, your phone might make them $80 per month in revenue,
Yeah,
but that smartwatch or laptop might actually generate them even more money in the long term.
yeah, I guess
And
that's true. Yeah,
also, I will just say this wasn't really talked about by Mike Dano, but I think another reason behind this is more of a Dennis take here at this point is I don't think carriers want you to use your cell phone plan as a home internet replacement.
not
Like
at all.
if we think about things for just a quick second, right? Let's think about T-Mobile's home internet based product, right? It's not like it's available to literally everyone. It's on a zip code by zip code kind of basis based off where there's excess capacity on the network. And that home internet traffic is deprioritized out the gate. It has the lowest level of priority possible, right?
Rock bottom.
So
Absolutely.
so when customers are being banned with hogs, it doesn't matter because it was excess capacity to begin with. Now, reverse of that, think about the plans that get unlimited, the plans that do get unlimited hotspot with people like AT&T, right?
Yeah.
Typically speaking, it's reserved for like enterprise customers, highest postpaid priority possible, but they're also paying buku bucks for that, right? So that's like another way to like target like for like money and revenue with these companies. Like if you start making it easily affordable for everybody, it's no longer a unique feature.
Yeah.
That's another way in which you're inadvertently reducing the potential cost.
Yeah, and
For what you can charge.
I would say almost a bigger point is the home internet replacement. Like you talked about it. All right, obviously they're not going to be able to sell their home internet product to you, but that would cause a huge surge, I think, in congestion on the network. I mean, we had US Mobile, right? They actually just limited their unlimited plan to 75 gigs because they had certain customers that were sort of abusing the network. They were putting unlimited to the test and using hundreds, if not over thousands of gigabytes per month, like over a terabyte of data per month. And I think if people had easy access to that in their cell phone plan, it would be a no-brainer to pick up an extra phone, put the SIM card in it, and throw that on as your dedicated hotspot device, and replace your home internet, especially in more rural areas. Like that would be awesome. And I would love to see that actually happen, but I think it would add a ton of strain on the network, and probably cost the carriers money as opposed to making them money. So obviously they have the making money system in place right now, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. Now, I will just say, I do think this will ultimately change over time to some degree. Primarily, though, it'll be some fine print like what Verizon's doing with, like, when connected to millimeter wave, you get unlimited hotspot.
Sure.
It'll be something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's such a funny contrast, actually. It reminds me, we had Bahadir from Aerolo on the show, and he used his cell phone plan as his internet connection because he was getting, I think, 200 or 300 gigabytes for, I don't know, $20 a month in Singapore. And here in the US, it's just, they're trying to wring as much money as possible, not only for your phone plan, your tablet line, your smartwatch line, but then also for a home internet service as well.
Well, I think I told you this as well, man, but I made a friend who's from Scotland, part of the UK, and it's the same way over there in Europe, too. They get like a large amount of data or even
Yeah.
like unlimited, and Hotspot Unlimited is just natively included as well there.
Unbelievable.
Like legit, the dude's using it for his home internet because he has DSL as his home base